Welcome back to Tech Talks with Grace. Today's episode's going to be just a little different. We're going to have an Ask Me Anything, but not the fluffy kind. This is for founders and operators who are asking real questions like, where do I actually start with AI? What should I automate first? Why do my automations keep breaking? How do I know it's worth it? How do I know this is worth it? If you're tired of being sold tools instead of systems, this episode is for you. Let's get into the questions business owners are actually Googling and what they really need to hear. Where do I start with AI in my business? This is the number one searched AI question among business owners, and it's the wrong place to start. The better question? What's breaking or slowing us down right now? AI is not a starting point, it's a multiplier. If you automate chaos, you get faster chaos. So founders who succeed with AI don't start with tools. They start with one painful, repetitive problem. Something like slow lead responses, inconsistent follow-ups, manual reporting, or repetitive admin work. Take action here. Write this sentence and finish it. If this one process ran without me, the business would feel lighter. That's your starting point. So what's the second most Googled question? What should I automate first? This is another highly searched question, and here's the rule. Automate frequency before complexity. So what are your best first automations? Things that are high volume, rule-based, and emotion-free. So you need to think to yourself, intake, CRM, confirmation, right? Comes in, goes right into the CRM, it's confirmed. That's automation. Lead follow-ups, you can have automated emails. Internal handoffs, there could be an internal approval process, and status updates could be automated. What is the worst place to start? You don't automate strategy. You certainly don't automate judgment-heavy decisions. And anything that is undocumented, if it's not in a workflow, it's not on a piece of paper, do not automate it. So here you take a little action. If a task happens weekly and annoys your team, it's a candidate for automation. Question 3, do I need AI or just better systems? So this is one of the most misunderstood questions that founders ask. Most of the time, the answer is you need clearer systems first. AI doesn't fix undefined workflows, missing ownership, or inconsistent data. What it does do is speed up what already works, enforces the consistency, and reduces manual effort. So how do you take action around this question? Before adding AI, you need to ask, is this process documented? Does everyone do it the same way with no deviations? Do we trust the data going in? If not, you fix that first. Question 4, why do automations keep breaking? This is one founders rarely ask publicly, but Google sees it all the time. Automations break because inputs change, data isn't standardized, ownership is unclear, and no one's monitoring anything. Automation is not a set it and forget it. It's design, test, monitor, improve. Design, test, monitor, improve. And so you continue this path of continual improvement as the automations continue. Things are not one and done. What action do you take here? You need to understand and think to yourself, every automation needs a clear owner, a success definition. What does it mean when the automation is completed or successful? And you need a review cadence. Remember, no owner equals guaranteed failure. Question 5, how do I know if AI is actually worth the cost? ROI, or return on investment, is one of the most searched AI concerns for founders. Here's the mistake people make. People measure AI in features instead of outcomes. Better metrics that you need to be looking for here are time returned, errors reduced, response speed, and capacity created. Take action here is, if you can't answer this question, what happens with time this saves? You don't have ROI, you have a subscription. I'm going to pause here because this is an extremely important question. Is AI worth the cost? You need to take the cost of the actual product, but not just that. Remember, this is a subscription model when you deal with AI calls, automation within AI. You're paying for a service. So if this service is not actually saving you time, reducing errors, and creating more capacity for your team and your business, then it's not worth the cost. So you need to make sure that it actually has a 1-to-1, a 5-to-1, or some sort of way of actually, not sort of, an actual way of quantifying the time that you've saved by using that AI tool. Again, it's a tool to support your staff. It's a tool to support you. It is not a replacement for people. It is a supporter of people. So in order to check if AI is actually supporting your people, is it saving them time in the highest, most admin heavy tasks? Is it saving you time in the heaviest, most admin heavy task? That's what you need to ask yourself. So now that I've harped a little on AI and is it worth it? Your next question should be, is my data even ready for AI? This is question 6. I see this all the time. People are Googling it. People are asking me, what is the answer? Well, the short answer is probably not. Your data is most likely not ready for AI. But that's normal because AI depends on clean inputs, consistent fields, and one source of truth. So if your data lives in 5 tools with different naming conventions, missing fields, remember, AI will amplify the mess. It ends up automating chaos instead of having clean data that's then properly automated. So you need to take action here. Before AI, you need to fix consistency, completeness, connectivity. Remember, data integrity comes first. So the next question I hear, and this is the final question before we kind of wrap it up for everybody. I'm going to make these sort of short so that you can just take note and take what you'd like and leave what you don't. Question 7 is, how do I avoid tool overload? This is definitely one of the most important questions I get. You see this feature set, that feature set, this CRM, this AI tool within that CRM, this AI tool that works by itself. How do you avoid that overload? Remember, this is not a judgment zone. You're not failing because you lack tools. You're not failing because you don't work hard enough. Founders don't fail because they lack tools. They fail because they add too many. More tools equals more breakpoints, more maintenance, and more context switching. Let me put this into terms that I think just about anybody could understand. And if you think about a simple can opener, if you have the old school can opener where you just turn the wheel and it opens your can, the possibility of that tool breaking is pretty slim. It just wears out over time, things that normally happen with something like that. But if you have an electric can opener, and you may have noticed that the electric can opener might burn out, let's say after a year, maybe 2 years, but you go into that drawer and you still have that same old can opener that is a backup. So just because you have 5 tools, it doesn't mean that they all work well, right? So you need to really look at this as the more moving parts, the more tools you have, the more things could break, the less they can talk to each other. And it's the same concept with any cars that have more moving parts. The electric cars tend to break down a little bit more often. It's because of the more moving parts and more things to break. So more tools equals more breakpoints, more maintenance, and more context switching. You have to switch from this user interface to that user interface, and your people will get tired of it. So you need to ask yourself again, before adding anything new, you need to ask, what tool does this replace? If the answer is none, pause. Do not move on from that point until you've really assessed it. Do you truly need this extra tool, or is it just because it looks cool and it has all the new buzz features that everyone's talking about? Remember, that new tool, it's just going to automate chaos for you. All right, let's get into what I want to call the rapid fire ask me anything round. I'm going to give you quick questions with quick answers. Will AI replace my team? No, it replaces friction. Should I let AI make decisions? Only after rules are clear. And remember, AI is not making legal, financial, or any decisions that are required under compliance. That is within the approval process, but it can make a general decision to then send it to somebody for approval. And the rules must be clear. Do you need custom AI? Not until you've outgrown off the shelf. Don't go spending tons of dollars and millions on some AI product that's super custom if you haven't tried the off the shelf, or really if you haven't checked your data is clean. Is automation only for big companies? No, it actually matters more for small teams. Because again, it's here to support your team, not to replace them. Good team members have great support, and great support turns them into even better team members. Here's the through line of every question today. AI doesn't create clarity. Clarity makes AI powerful. When your systems are clear, automation works, AI is compounding value, and your business feels lighter. On this next episode, we'll talk about quarterly system resets, how to step back, recalibrate, and keep your automation aligned as your business grows. I'm Grace, and this is Tech Talks with Grace.